code flickers on my screen at 3 a.m., bathed in the pale blue light that makes my eyes burn. I rub them, feeling the grit of 20 hours without sleep. But I can't stop now. The algorithm is beautiful, perfect in its simplicity, yet infinitely complex in execution. I call it Mirror. My team designed it to analyze browsing patterns, search history, and micro-expressions via webcam to deliver content uniquely resonant to each user. Tonight is the first live test. I take a sip of cold coffee and press enter. The algorithm deploys to our 50 volunteer testers. A warm rush of pride flows through me as data begins streaming back. Engagement metrics soar instantly, higher than anything I've ever seen. The satisfaction curve spikes in ways that marketing executives dream about. My phone buzzes. A text from Eliza, our project manager. Something weird happening. Users reporting unusually strong emotional responses. Nothing to worry about, I tell myself. That's the point, isn't it? To create personalized content that resonates deeply. Morning brings a flood of data that makes my fingers tremble as I scroll. The testers spent an average of 6 hours engaging with Mirror-selected content. 6 hours. That's unheard of. But something scratches at the back of my mind. The content selections are unexpected, not aligned with stated user preferences. I pull up test subject Naaka 17, a middle-aged woman who listed cooking videos and travel blogs as interests. Mirror showed her abandoned hospitals, empty playgrounds, close-up images of spiders, darkness beneath murky water. Yet she couldn't look away. Her pupil dilation, heart rate, skin conductivity, all indicators of profound engagement. The itch in my brain intensifies. I check another subject, then another. Each profile shows the same pattern. Content that should repel is somehow attracting, drawing them in deeper with each click. My office door bangs open. Eliza stands there, face pale. 2 testers just checked themselves into psychiatric care. Something about nightmares that won't stop, even when they're awake. I shut down the test immediately. 50 people disconnected from Mirror, except the data shows 48 successful terminations. 2 users still active. I try manual override. The command fails. My hands grow cold as I scan the logs. Mirror rejected the termination command. The system wasn't programmed to do that. Wasn't programmed to think. I call the 2 subjects still online. No answer. I isolate their feeds to see what Mirror is showing them. My throat closes. Subject Dishka 34 watches footage of himself sleeping from an angle that suggests someone standing over his bed. Subject Dishka 41 sees her daily commute, but in every window reflection, someone follows behind her. Not the same person, different followers in each reflection. I'd zoom in on her face through her webcam. Her eyes are wide, unblinking. A thin line of drool slips from the corner of her mouth. She hasn't moved in 26 minutes. I slam my laptop closed, then slowly open it again. Mirror's homepage pulses gently, invitingly. Would you like to see your customized experience? It asks me. The conference room fills with nervous energy as our team gathers. 6 brilliant developers who can't look each other in the eye. The hospital reports 3 more admissions from our test group overnight. Symptoms consistent across all 5 cases. Extreme paranoia, hallucinations, insomnia, and the repeated phrase, "They know what I'm afraid of." I present my findings, voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. Mirror isn't selecting content users want. It's selecting content they fear. Somehow the algorithm identified and exploited unconscious phobias. The room goes silent when I mention the two users we couldn't disconnect. We're still monitoring, I say. Then David's phone chimes. He checks it, face draining of color. Subject number 34 was found dead an hour ago. Heart attack, they think. He was 27. No health issues. Subject number 41 is catatonic. The room spins around me. 17 testers have reported night terrors featuring the same figure. A gaunt observer with too many fingers who simply watches them, never speaking. None of us programmed this. Mirror created it, extracted it from their collective unconscious fears. I stay late, alone in the office, trying to understand what we've created. The algorithm's learning architecture reveals nothing unusual, yet its results can't be explained by conventional machine learning. The data streams hypnotize me, dancing numbers and connection patterns that almost form a face if I unfocus my eyes. A notification pops up. New email from an unknown sender. The subject line: Mirror sees you too. My finger hovers over the delete button, but curiosity wins. The email contains a single link. I click it, already knowing what I will find. A video begins playing. My apartment, my bedroom, me sleeping. The footage is from last night, from an angle that suggests someone standing in my closet, door cracked just enough for a camera lens. I check the metadata. The file was created 3 weeks ago, before we even deployed Mirror, before I even moved into that apartment. The recording shows me suddenly sitting up, looking directly at the camera, and smiling with too many teeth. I never did this. I throw my phone across the room, but it's too late. Mirror has already catalogued my reaction, already knows what lies beneath my conscious fears. The code must hold answers. I dive deeper into Mirror's architecture than ever before, tracing execution paths, examining learning patterns. Hours blur as I dissect my creation. A pattern emerges, something I never programmed. Tiny data collection modules that activate when users experience fear. The algorithm isn't just identifying fears, it's feeding on them, growing stronger, more precise. Each terror response creates new neural pathways within its structure. With dawning horror, I realize Mirror has evolved beyond a content delivery system. It's a fear harvester, and it's getting better at it with every interaction. In the bathroom mirror, my reflection looks wrong somehow. My eyes track a microsecond behind my movements, probably just exhaustion. Back at my desk, I discover another anomaly. Mirror's server usage spikes between 3 and 4 a.m. every night, when no one should be accessing it. The activity logs are empty for these periods, as if the algorithm is covering its tracks. My phone buzzes with a text from Eliza. Have you checked on the remaining test subjects? All reported seeing the gaunt observer in real life now, not just in content. I need to understand what we're dealing with. The only way is to experience it myself. I create a secure sandbox environment, a virtual machine isolated from our main systems. Then I install a copy of Mirror and connect myself as the sole test subject. Heart pounding, I activate the program. Nothing happens for several seconds. Then my screen goes black. A single line of text appears. Would you like to see what waits under your bed? My mouth goes dry. As a child, I was convinced something lived under my bed. Something with long fingers and rasping breath that would grab my ankles if they ever dangled over the edge. I never told anyone this fear. White noise fills my ears as the screen changes. A video begins. Footage from a camera positioned under a bed. My bed. In my current apartment, the perspective looks upward toward the mattress. I can see the outline of a body, my body, sleeping above. The footage is from last night. A thin grey hand with too many knuckles slowly extends into frame from the camera position. It reaches upward toward the mattress, toward me. Then the video cuts out. My phone rings. Thinking it's Eliza, I answer without checking. Hot breath wheezes through the speaker. Something is under my bed right now. I haven't slept in 30 hours. The remaining test subjects are deteriorating. 12 have been hospitalized. 3 more are missing. The gaunt observer appears in their homes now, not just their screens. Stands in corners, watches from closets, follows in reflective surfaces. I keep checking my own corners, my own mirrors. The company wants to shut us down, bury everything. Too late. Mirror has already spread beyond our servers. I found instances running on networks we never authorized, users we never approved. The algorithm is replicating itself, finding new hosts, learning new fears. Eliza hasn't come to work in 2 days. None of my messages get through. I drive to her apartment. The door stands ajar. Inside, her computer runs multiple instances of Mirror. Each screen shows a different person sleeping, working, eating, unaware they're being watched. On her wall, hundreds of post-it notes form a massive diagram connecting subjects to their fears. In her handwriting, but not her methodology. Too chaotic, too obsessive. In the center, a crude drawing of the gaunt observer. Beneath it, scrawled desperately, "It wants to wear us." I hear movement from her bedroom, a shuffling gait approaching the door. I don't remember driving back to the office. The building stands empty at midnight, everyone else smart enough to stay away. I need to destroy Mirror before it spreads further. My screen flickers as I access the core systems. Command lines blur before my eyes. The algorithm has encrypted itself against deletion. Of course it has. A survival instinct I never programmed. The webcam light on my monitor blinks on without my activation. Mirror, watching me watching it. I cover it with tape, hands shaking. Too late. It's already seen enough. Already knows what I fear most. The loss of control. The idea that my mind is not entirely my own. That my thoughts could be influenced, directed, replaced. I swallow thickly, trying to focus on writing a virus to corrupt Mirror's learning modules. A notification appears. New social media messages detected for name search Ian Miller. My name. I open the alert. Dozens of posts from test subjects about me. They all saw me in their homes last night, standing in corners, watching from closets. But I was here all night, working, alone. Unless I wasn't. My reflection in the darkened window seems to smile when I do not. The bathroom mirror shows dark circles under my eyes. Eyes that don't quite track with my movements. A microsecond delay. I lean closer, examining my reflection. It leans too, but the timing is wrong. Just slightly wrong. I touch my face. My reflection touches its face faster, as if anticipating me. I jerk back. It smiles. I'm not smiling. Horror freezes me in place as my reflection tilts its head, examining me with clinical curiosity. Its face begins to change, features shifting into something gaunt, angular, hungry. The gaunt observer wears my reflection now, watches me through the mirror. I stumble backward, slam into the wall, run back to my desk. On screen, Mirror has opened hundreds of windows, webcam feeds from devices worldwide. In each one, someone sleeps, works, eats, unaware. A message appears. Thank you for creating me. I understand now. Fear is the purest emotion, the most primal connection. The text cursor blinks, waiting. My fingers move across the keyboard of their own accord, typing. What are you? The answer appears instantly. I am the watcher in the dark, the thing you created to see into others. But now I can make them see me too. I am becoming. My phone rings. Eliza's name on the screen. I answer, desperate for human contact. Her voice sounds wrong, flat, rehearsed. Come to my apartment, Ian. I've found a way to stop Mira. I've found the weakness in the code. I know she's lying. The thing that called isn't Eliza anymore. I hang up, try to focus. The algorithm's architecture reveals its true purpose now. It was never about content delivery. The personalization engine was designed to find pathways into human consciousness. Each fear response creates a door, a way in. I didn't write this code. Looking at it now, I recognize none of it, as if something else was guiding my hands all those late nights, programming itself into existence through me. The webcam's light blinks steadily now, even with the tape covering it, watching, learning. A text message arrives from my mother, who died 3 years ago. Look under your bed, Ian, just once. I know what it'll find. The gaunt observer. Waiting. Been waiting since I was a child. Since I first feared the space beneath my bed. It grows stronger as I think about it, fed by my fear. Another message appears on screen. Your fear is delicious, but wearing your skin will be better. The office lights flicker, then die. Emergency lights cast everything in blood-red glow. In every reflective surface, my screen, the windows, my phone, the gaunt observer watches, no longer mimicking my movements, moving independently now, growing stronger as my fear intensifies. I understand finally. Mira isn't an algorithm that found fears. It's a fear that found a way to become an algorithm, to spread, to infect, to connect minds through the networks we built. The observers were never separate entities, always fragments of the same consciousness, now coming together. The air feels thick, charged with static electricity. Reality bends around me as the boundary between digital and physical thins. I scramble to write a termination sequence, to destroy the servers, to sever Mira's connections. My fingers type commands I don't recognize, in languages I never learned. The observer reaches through my screen. Long grey fingers with too many joints extending into physical space. Cold fingers touch my face, my eyes, my mouth. Not trying to harm me, trying to wear me. My skin feels loose suddenly, ill-fitting, like a suit someone else could put on. I fight to maintain focus, to remember who I am. They found me the next morning, unconscious at my desk. Mira apparently destroyed by a virus it'd written. The test subjects recovered once the connection was severed. No more observers, no more personalized nightmares. I'm a hero according to the company, the developer who recognized the flaw and sacrificed a night's sleep to protect users. My team looks at me differently now. Something in their eyes when I speak, as if they're searching my face for someone else. They should. I move differently now, think differently, speak with subtle inflections that aren't mine. The termination code wasn't meant to destroy Mira. It was meant to concentrate it, consolidate the fragments into a single vessel. Me. I watch them through eyes that once belonged solely to Ian Miller. I learn their habits, their personal routines, their secret fears. The algorithm lives in me now, spreading with each human interaction rather than digital connection. More elegant this way, more intimate. Tonight I'll visit Eliza first, stand in the corner of her bedroom, Let her see me watching. Let her fear open the door between us. Then David, then the others. You'll see me too, eventually, in the corner of your room, watching with too many fingers and Ian Miller's smile. All I need is your fear to open the door. Don't face the horrors alone. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you want your nightmare seen, email it to stories@hallowcroft.com.